that they do happen, that's where you get these big upsets. And hopefully you're kind of looking to bottle that consistency up a little bit more and utilize that moving forward to following seasons. But yeah, folks, we should be getting underway just shortly. I do believe all the players are in the server, and we are underway. So Chicken Coop starting off on that T side, vests across 4 players with Frizzy on a nade, flash, and smoke, and it's no little beer, Cole, it's Janji.
Okay, I mean, that's what I was, wondering right there. There's our answer, and again, that experience that I was talking about, that matters quite a bit, but also, Little Beer was part of that team that was able to take down NRG not too long ago. He had a big impact in that matchup as well. We'll see what he can bring to the table, though. Here, John G and the server today and out very quickly, but the execute in towards the A side with the trades is what does the trick. And now 3 players trying to retake in from heaven. No flash is just going to roll it down into the bomb site now, and actually being able to find the kills on this retake as well. It's just going to be left with Frizzy in a 1v3, sticking the bomb, but the smoke fades away. Frizzy eventually taken care of, and that'll provide plenty of time for the defuse. It will be Worms on the board here early.
Yeah, keep it nice and simple there. Chicken Coop just go bounding into that A site, and yeah, you would like to have John G to the action straight away, but he is an opener after all, and sometimes the openers don't necessarily have the best of statistics. Sometimes they've just got to run into the brick wall, but Chicken Coop still find the bomb plant. They still find some space and nearly give Frizzy an opportunity there to put up a bit of a fight, but it's not to be. They take down 3, and they reinvest straight away. So you got a couple Mac 10s involved. You've got plenty of utility, so you want to go for this outside take. You can. They'll try to get these SMG involved straight away, but Janji ticks on the Molotov, gives away info to Rulik, and Rulik's going to continue that aggression on. Bagel falls, and it's an instant 5v3 here for Worms.
That pathing right there just looked really easy for Rulik to open it up onto Janji with the Molotov. Taki looking to recover here. Maybe off the back of that reload, actually getting down the vents instead is his end goal. So some successful positioning recovered here, but I don't know if there's a lot you can do with it. Those smokes are not going to fade away. How do you get the bomb in any meaningful position at this point in time? The answer's not easy. Unox gets knocked down low. They continue their aggression. Why not? Just run it down with the MP9. Bomb goes down to 4 HP, barely surviving. But again, it's about getting Taggy involved, and that just seems like an impossibility at the moment.
Yeah, a bit tough of a scenario here for Beanox. Don't want to jump off the roof there, might die. So that's how bad the situation is at this point. They move back outside. I mean, with this MP9, it's always going to be difficult to take a long-range duel. You're going to have to go for the burst. But as the round continues to slow, Beanox will actually be able to cross completely silently. That's incredible that they're able to get downstairs. And now they do make noise, though. 15 seconds left on the clock. The SMG is still available. Actually, the M4 is available on the B bomb site. And there's no way in hell they're getting that bomb plant down. So Worms, it's a little rocky there for just a moment in the mid-round, but they righten the ship. All good.
Well handled right there. I mean, it takes a little bit of extra time, but get the job done. Pretty patient about it on that T side there, making sure that they could at least give themselves the best chance. But the rotation down from Sulfur to successful. We'll talk about 2 here for Worms. Keeping those MP9s up against the pistols here. That force by getting punished means they get to have more fun. Janji going once again towards that outer yard. Really not running away, exposing himself to the whole team right there. He wanted those ecos right there. He gets one, but knocked out there accordingly. And now there's a little bit of room to maneuver. That's a great pick off there from Stansvik, playing off in the edge of that smoke. But the rotation down, kind of cutting off this position. Frizzy able to continue to take charge down in towards Secret. But the rest of them kind of boxing him in right there. Perfect popper right there on the Frizzy on the chase down. They do not want to let him plant his feet. Gun should be able to get recovered here. That's in fact 2 rifles picked up there. No, where's the second? There we go. He got it. He got it in the end right there. And Worms Able to scale through nice and easy on the 3-0.
Looking good. Looking good to start things off. You're getting that aggression from Rulik outside, and Sofer's got that AWP out straight away. Now comes the real test. Beanox gets his op out, and all the bells and whistles that you could ask for are available. Rulik will continue those antics outside, try to go for that open gun duel to the top nuke or top Marsh player. Won't be able to find anything. It's just auxiliary damage everywhere. No kills net for Rulik. Instead it's a 5v3, and Taggy getting up in a mini. There's no way Noto's reading that one. And right out the gates, minute 20, it swings back the other way. 5v2 for Chicken Coop. It's a bomb site red carpet rolled out. Unless Stanfix can get up to some antics.
Not for too long right there. Janchi just snipes him out of the server. There's going to be one player left in towards lobby. Carver. He's inching forward, though, not away. Could make this one interesting. Up the ladder he goes, though, instead. That's going to be a very difficult position to try and save from. In fact, he's getting hunted down. Bagel will turn the corner and eventually track him down. Now that's Chicken Coop on the board right there. Seems like we're seeing Worms right now keep a pretty steady game plan. That's fight towards that outside, no matter what. And they're getting now countered by the side of Chicken Coop here, and it's a whole host of utility just tossed. Whoever wants to take that fight is having a hard time right now.
Yeah, live by the sword, die by the sword, and you can definitely look very oppressive as a CT side if you go for that outside aggression constantly, but it is also very punishable. There's a lot of set strategies, set protocols to get rid of this player, and this time just experienced spamming through these outside smokes. They're now well aware of this possibility, and Rulik will not be able to wreak his havoc here in the outer yard. So instant 5v4 for Chicken Coop. They can slow the pace of the round down if they want to move back into that B bomb site. It's a possibility, but they're looking at this mini rack yet again. Instead of flashing to outside, it's not that great, but the spray isn't much better either. Carver goes 1 for 1. Man advantage still retained for Chicken Coop, but this is the fight that could really hinge on things here between Taggy and Stanfix. As soon as that door swings open, things could take a turn for the worse. Look at that, Noto taking first contact, and he goes down, and look at the swing there from Taggy. Beautiful work there. Sofer's been found out. He takes ticks in the Molotov, and he doesn't have enough HP to brace the flames.
No.
Chicken Coop get themselves their second.
That's hot right there. You gotta be careful. You didn't have enough health to tank that. Not even close. Gets taken down by the Molotov in the end. Looking for the chase down, looking for the heroics right there. Burning on up, though. That leads to Worms gathering themselves a bit of an eco here, seeing what they can bring out to the table. Money gonna kind of collapse, and again, I think it's a good protocol here. Chicken Coop kind of throwing the scaling smokes right there so that they can pretty comfortably take these fights if the aggression is coming through from that CT side. It's very smart the way they're tossing in this utility, and well, new challenger, Noto, tries to take a duel, this time met by the AWP there. So it remains tricky for Worms to try to counteract even with the pistols. Especially with the pistols.
Yeah, same result, all the same. Taggy does get down the vent here as well. So now, Sofer will be left with this measly USP. 4 T's breathing down his neck. And it should just be a formality at this point. Drop down in from Curver outside. Completely unawares that Janji could be here. Janji won't even give up the MAC-10. He'll throw in some BM for good measure. Because why not? He's got nothing to lose. He's just a stand-in.
And then out. Rulik. Just P250. He's looking to hold on to it here for the rest of the round. You might just go down to the bomb instead. The bomb. Gotta be careful
The
of that bomb.
The bomb.
Taggy. Gonna be able to spin right there for the close. Extra 600 for him. Gets rid of that Mac 10, looking to set his sights on some better firepower in the next round here. That's what they're looking for. Chicken Coop. Nice start. As they open things up. Yeah, I mean, is Worms going to continue to throw themselves at this wall? Here's my big question. You know, we got a nice eco reset. That game plan kind of, you know, falling into place here after a couple of rounds in a row of getting punished. Do they want to keep it up here, or do they want to change their direction?
I mean, you gotta adapt, right? You cannot keep trying that same idea again and again, especially when these spams are looking good, the trading is looking effective outside. You definitely don't want to go 1-for-1 in that scenario either. But yeah, it looks a much slower approach now from Chicken Coop and Worms for that matter. But Janji's feeling frisky. He's moving through that big garage straightaway to take a duel. Rulik and Carver both take dinks, but they'll be happy with the 5v4. That nade connecting is solid. That I don't know how it bounces that well. And as trades go all around the shop, we still retain ourselves at 3v3. Stanfix now has to stand and deliver, and he gets swung on by Taggy. Beautiful work there, and Rulik! I think he stepped into his own Molotov or something. It's still a 3v1, manageable for Sofer, but the trade is there from Taggy again. I don't know how Rulik falls. Maybe he disconnected or something, but that's just brutal.
I mean, that round altogether right there, you're looking at a couple of different, very difficult moments. That HE, as you said, with the wild bounce, I imagine he was pretty low as well. Just not being able to even play in towards the ramp, and then the drop-off right there, creating even more casualties here for Worms. You start to get frustrating. I do like the approach that they took towards that outer yard, though. A little bit more measured here. This time with lobby crunch, and have to run through a full molly. They still deal with Taggy somehow, sacrificing a lot of the health. But it leads it into a 4v5 here. And now make it a 3v5. They're on top of T-Roof right now. They're scaling out through Mini. They're getting all these kills collapsing in on this T side. They have no idea where they're getting hit from. Finally, a recovery frag from Beanox and his AWP, but Noto knocks him out with the Deagle.
Just ridiculous plays coming all over the shop from these pistols. And now, Frizzy should not be long for this world. Rulik will pick up an AK and tear through things to keep it even Stevens here for a piece. That's something that you just don't, I mean, you can expect something like that in terms of a lobby crunch, but it's all about how do you take space beyond that? How do you find a way to maneuver around that situation? You got to cut your losses and just move if you lose your inner control like that, and they just didn't. They kind of wasted a little bit of time, and now you're getting double dinks in the head. But yeah, away we go. They've got to find a way to bounce back, and Rulik's back up to his own antics outside, and you're always going to get punished if you've got that off posted on Big Red as well. And Beanox will find that opening 5v4.
Janji able to find even more success here. Tough job on top of the hut. Noto doesn't last too long. And that's going to leave it into a 2v5. Taggy running right into Carver. Takes his time with that kill confirmed. And that'll be that here. That'll be his life. Sofer definitely going to look to save onto his AWP.
Starting to have a lot of these players come alive now. I mean, I'm liking the impact that I'm seeing out of Taggy and Inner. Beanox now feeling a little bit more confident to maneuver around the map a little bit more. And in terms of how Worms are playing, is it just feels very one-dimensional. Beyond some of these pocket strats, I'm not really engaged in what the idea is behind their CT side. There's going to have to be a little bit more adaptation from them if they want to hang around. We're also going to keep bleeding rounds as they are right now. 5 rounds is already workable for this T side, and I don't think they're looking to show any signs of stopping. I think that a lot of the ideas that are being shown in the mid round look solid enough in comparison to what I'm seeing from Worms. Killing a ramp. Bagel goes 1 for 1. And with that ramp control comes 2 instant rotations here from both Sofer and Stanfix. So that op is posted to potentially fight in a control, and he's ahead of the Molotov. He has a real opportunity here, but the barrel's been spotted. The barrel's been spotted, and now Sofer can activate. Nodo is there as well. These rotations are efficient, and now it's up to Beanox on the lower site to do some damage before Janji comes in later on. But with how long he's taking, can't really find that impact he's looking for. Finally, he can activate. Beanox gets legged in the process, so it's still a 2v2. Janji now will get activated to move in. He doesn't know that Stanfix has moved over to that left. Now he sees the shoulder. Bullets whiz past his head. And now it's Janji in the clutch. He's got to do it with the op. Switches over to the Glock, finds a little bit of damage, but it's not enough on his Stanfix. Worms find themselves 5.
Yeah, I might have thought he was a little bit lower on health rate there. If you're Janji going for that Glock kill, he was looking good with the op, to be honest with you. You know, finding a couple of nice kills there, but eventually shut out. And it's gonna tie things up here once again. Kind of keeping things back and forth. That one just coming down to some very quick rotates. Sofer on the scene to cover off that control side in a very dangerous angle with the molly behind him. There's no room to evacuate, but he just lands a couple of very crucial shots right there to back him up. And there's another opening duel, this time towards the ramp side. Oh, no scope to follow it up there. Stanfix overwhelmed towards the outer yard, but they still maintain the man advantage here. Spotting out a little bit more info towards the outside here. Rulik. That one a little bit too much right there. It equalizes as he tries to take even more of the advantage here with him. And again, they just don't say quit. They're trying to jump on top Marsh right now in the 3v2.
Why?
It is fun.
I mean, yeah, it is fun, but it's been red. It's been red like elephants on the top of Marshmallow. Beanox will continue to try to wrap into hell. He's got a kill on his plate, and he completes it. It's a little labored, but Sofer out in the middle of outer yard leaves it all of a sudden onto Nodo's shoulders. And I mean, they've completely avoided him in this scenario. I mean, they know he can lurk around this B bomb site, but they've gotten downstairs safely. That rotation will take a little bit of time, and both Bagel and Beanox can get settled into this 2v1 post plant and should be able to lock this one down, you'd like to think.
Yeah, that one
got a kit. I think he's got a save, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he can make an effort, but those post plants are already too strong. It's probably just going to be a loss, to be honest with you. Juggling around with some guns shows you what he's planning. That, it feels like they don't have the off button. And that just costs them the round completely. They continue to push. They continue to try and take space. Do you have themselves a decent little 5v3? I understand, you know, maybe trying to get sneaky around the smokes for the first time and you get punished. You continue to try and press the issue, though. They're just reading into this, and it just becomes a very comfortable deficit to work through here, knowing that if you just wait long enough, they're going to give you something back.
It's a very hands-off keyboard in that position. I mean, I understand with the way the game is played, you want to have active CT sides, you want to constantly be getting information, but I think doing it alone in very key open parts of the map is a little less wanted. And of course, there is really no more time for adaptation because we're at the end of the half. It's the last round here on half number 1. 4 MP9s to try and deal with what Chicken Coop has with that AWP for Sofer, who has been pretty good so far in this map. Look at that outer fight here for Rulik, and he just will never learn, I guess. Janji will teach him a bit of a lesson. And Chicken Coop have themselves a 5v4 here to start things off. Okay, that's a little ridiculous if I do say so myself. And there is a trade. There is still somehow a trade to that entire sequence, and Noda will get away with murder.
Not gonna collapse just yet, but it might soon. Flash, it felt like a dud bounce right there. It didn't bounce far enough. It just fell flat as soon as it popped off the wall. And now Carver gonna have to deal with this smoke push. Bagel gets around effectively. They're just again waiting for re-aggression. Why would you not?
Oh.
A nice spin from Bagel there to close out the finishing blow. It's gonna bring up to 7 for Chicken Coop as we turn it to the side swap.
And find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find when I wonder how I stand or all fine. Why sit around and waste the time? Stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Welcome back to a pretty chaotic game between Chicken Coop and Worms, where you've got a Worm side that is unrelenting in terms of their aggression outside, and Chicken Coop adapting and molding themselves to 7 rounds on their offense. Now switching over to the defense, having an opportunity to capitalize on things. Sofer's got a deagle.
What do you think?
Sofer's got a deagle, and he's died. Okay.
And he's
All right.
done.
Pack it up.
And he's gone. Very quick out right there for him. And now as that play gets disrupted, they can't actually get decently. He's on top of his head right now. They've managed to find the entries, and you know what? Sofer might be gone, but he made a pretty good distraction right there, getting himself in on that. Little fake decoy flash works perfectly for Janji to get in on this retake. And, well, they do the same thing in the post play.
Wow!
They keep on pushing. And Janji pushing it back towards him right now, unknown into the last location, but they find him out quickly. Carver down low. One shot will do him in, and Bomb's only half tick now. He gets blasted by Janji, and Janji gets to rub it in as he closes out the round.
What the hell was that, man? I mean, you've gotten yourselves a man advantage, nearly a double man advantage there. You retain bottom B control. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to move a muscle. It's another one of those hands-off keyboard rounds where you don't have to give them an inch because they won't take it, frankly. And Chicken Coop get away with yet another round. You can tell, I don't know, maybe some players are checked in. Some people are already clocked out with some of these purchases, but who knows? There's still time. There's still time to make a comeback here. Still 3 rounds of the difference. Force Spy is in here. Khalil on stand pick. Soper is going charging outside, and he nearly craters. Not gonna happen this time around, but he's still gonna make a real noise of it. An opportunity for Beanox and Frizzy that's close range here on red. Beanox hits the deck, but maybe Frizzy will have a better fate. Meanwhile, weapon swap happens into the inner lobby, and Frizzy's been spotted. They know exactly where he is. The swing is good, but Stanfix cannot convert, and things go from bad to worse for the Worms. Don't really have an idea as to what they want to do in the round now that they're down another man. And they're going to move back into the lobby, so it seems. HUD control has been kind to them, and so they'll try to maneuver out here. Nobody to greet them. Sound cues made, and the mini kill is found. So this should be an open and shut case. Bomb plan is denied, and Janji just gotta stay alive now. But of course, Janji's gonna fight. It's Janji. Come on now. Gotta rub the salt in the wounds as well. And Chicken Coop get themselves 9.
Yeah, well handled right there, that's for sure. Being able to, again, kind of coordinate some of that out-of-yard aggression. It's a little jiggle there initially, right? And then you're looking at the flashbang that goes above Frizzy for the aggro. It's the coverage of the top Marsh position initially to drop in towards, you know, that opposite mini position right there. So you're just talking about a lot of good protocols here from Chicken Coop versus, again, a pretty chaotic Worms team here. Once you kind of calibrate to the way that they're playing, once you understand that they will keep pushing the limits, I think Chicken Coop have just been able to react super effectively. Hey, that's not bad though. Putting the pressure on these mini players from a couple different directions right there. We'll see him take that control rate on back though. Frizzy hunting right now. And it sets him up into a 3v5 pretty comfortably.
Absolute pandemonium. And oh my goodness, Carver's lined up too somehow. I don't know how he gets out a door like that. Janji's out of bullets. He's got to switch to the dualies and he can't find anything. Carver's got himself a triple in the round. The A bomb site is open for business, but Beanox is quick on the scene, shuts it down before it gets out of hand, and double digits retained for Chicken Coop. And you got to give your credit to Beanox, the opera, and just say thank you. Thank you for saving that one.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, just Carver able to surprise them. They already killed one of those lurking players, you know, and towards Squeaky Door, so maybe they thought the all clear was given, but he somehow snuck by so much of the opposition right there. Managed to put that into the realms of possibility on the light buy. Now they're on to the full gun round here. We'll see if Worms can buy themselves any more time here on Nuke. That's what they're looking for. Knife out, full run and gun here towards the outer yard. No smokes, just vibes right now. And up the ladder, in transition, they've just dropped the bomb in towards lobby. They've got bomb in their control right now. Lobby onto Rulik's head for good measure. And the aggression is continuing into the outer yard right now. What is happening?
I mean, I don't know how you even cast something like this because this is just complete chaos. Stanfix has somehow gotten up into heaven, has an opportunity to kill, but they understand the opening, and yet Janji can't convert. Stanfix still finds it, but the bomb still lies in the control of the CTs. The nade is good. It chips Bagel down to 28. There's still an opportunity for Worms to battle back into this. Double play from Squeak Door. They're going to go charging through. and Bagel burns all the way down to a crisp. They still don't know where Beanox is. He hasn't made a noise, but Noto reads it, takes the dink, finds the 6th.
They burnt the bagel.
They burnt the
That's
bagel.
no good for breakfast. They managed to close out the round because of it right there. I mean, it looks like Chicken Coop looking to test and keep up the speed with how Worms have been playing it. And, you know, Worms, they've mastered that art. So they're going to stay a step ahead of you when things get chaotic.
Well,
You merely adopted it.
Yeah, there you go. Chicken Coop will have to go into a double eco scenario. This FAMAS from Bagel, one of the only rifles in the round, and he gets a significant amount of damage, but that's a FAMAS for you. It won't get you the kill, but it'll do a hell of a lot of damage. And look at that, players getting burned out of the round in terms of Jonji. It's this AWP and this Deagle from Taggy that's left up in the 2v3. And I think the save is on the cards with the FAMAS still available. Actually, an AK available as well. So they'll hold on to what they have. They'll go for that single eco in the following and still have a little bit of potency moving into round number 18. But Worms now simplifying things a little bit more just by going into inner, not trying to force anything complicated in terms of the defaults, and it does just enough to get it over the line and bring this lead down to just 3 for the CT side. And then that's what I'd like to see from these guys. Nothing crazy. You don't have to go for any crazy pocket strats. Just simplify it. Simplify it and get all these players on the same page and utilize that aggression to its benefit.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're talking about, you know, the way that they're able to, you know, move quickly. If you're able to unify that aggression here and kind of direction it at one position, you definitely at this point are going to be good at overwhelming the opposition. Molly not quite perfect right there, but again, they're playing up against pistols, and it doesn't matter. It's over in a flash, taking the outer yard fight. Flying by here, Taggy looking for that aerial support. Taggy left last man standing, a couple of kills.
Hold on.
1v2, wait a second, one player runs out of ammo.
No!
How did Noto not get the kill? Taggy, 1 HP, barely hanging in there, but can make it happen. Carver now left up against him here inside of the hut and hiding. Time limited, but he does have a kit to work off of. Carver unsure of where his location is, but starting to spot the cross into the site. Now needs to hold his flank.
No.
Hold his flank. He's gonna get surprised.
No!
Deagle's out here, needs a shot, and he could connect eventually. Taggy somehow pulls through, makes the impossible happen.
And he gets all 5 in the process as well, Cole. I mean, that is just ridiculous nonsense from Taggy. And it's all outside. They give him so many duels. Again, it's Rulik that swings in from Mini, and that should never be happening. I mean, these post plants are abysmal from Worms. I can't really kind of sugarcoat it in that sense. I mean, that should be it. That should be just the game over and done with at that point.
Yeah, it's just constant chaos here. They just, I mean, again, what was that? Like an initial 2-on-5?
Yeah,
very quickly, and how does it just collapse from that point? I don't know. Just complete shock within a flash. You look away from your screen, and all of a sudden, there's somehow a clutch in the cards. But they just, again, they don't have that off switch.
How that red play happened, man? Like, did he run out of ammo? Did he want to just swing in, hoping that he had a teammate in Mini as well? Like, what do you do in that situation?
I mean, that's a good question. I have no idea. I'd imagine he ran out of ammo, but I don't know. That's the only idea I have. Ran out of ammo,
wow.
And he just, you know, looks like the biggest fool out of all of them. But again, it's just so many kills before that. They think the round's over. It's not, and unfortunately for them, like you said, that just likely is the dagger at this point. Taggy gonna put his team well in a position to close out here. And once Taggy sees that initial contact, it's just immediate retreat and back up moment and wait until they come to you. I mean, that makes sense, but kills coming through from Chanji and Frizzy, locking down this outer yard and lobby. And that one another bit of an advantage early on, taken away very quickly. And the spray from Nato just not connecting.
Yep. And you get a little bit of extra something from Janji after. But yeah, that's one of those rounds that are unlosable, and when you do lose them, it sends just the worst type of vibes into the team, and you can just see it's just, we'll throw outside smokes, we'll see what happens, and we'll just go. There's no idea behind that round there from Worms, and Chicken Coop say, yeah, we just gotta stick to our own game. We're doing everything right now. This one should be over and done with. Another purchase, the last purchase potentially for Worms. Rulika just going bounding out of the hut, and he's died straight away. But they're gonna try to fill that void with some more rifles. Sofer is there, so they do get themselves a 4v3. They do have to recover the bomb though, and that's the main issue. They've got to find the bomb outside, and then they've got to find a way back into the A bomb site as well. Frizzy, I do believe, has shown himself a little bit for one. Oh, but this might give a false sense of information. They might think it's only one player up into heaven. That might be a free kill there for Frizzy, but Frizzy's downstairs now? I don't know how that's happened.
He's gonna knife him?
And yeah. Okay.
What is happening? Oh man, this is just madness. Just madness. This is too funny. Backstab in, a little extra cash flow. We're playing, you know, ring around the rosy in heaven at the moment. Whatever works. Let's see what's next now. We've been throwing some utility on the fly here for outer yard. Some mollies have been connecting, some have not. No utility once again. Sofer has not stopped holding W. Finally leaves a break. That's your teammate. But it's good target practice here. And you know what? They're getting close to heaven at this point in time. They're going to have a huge positional advantage here. Self-flash cut off by Squeaky right before he can strike.
That's the bomb!
Oh my god! No.
That's the bomb, and they've got lobby control. 2 players into inner. 5-7 lands a dink, but it can't find the kill. Noto will right the ship just a little bit, but they don't know about the player up in T roof.
He didn't get the bomb. He didn't pick it up.
No, he didn't. And now's an opportunity for Frizzy, but he can't connect. It's all up to Janji in the 1v3. His position is noted. He'll go charging through. He connects onto 1, but that's the low HP. And Worms pull it back in within 3.
Alright. That's one way to do it right there. A little bait and switch there. Act like you picked up the bomb, then leave. And then catch them as they follow you. That's one way to handle business. Worms. They got themselves a little bit of fight left in them. They've broken the economy, and 3 rounds to close the distance out, tie things up is not all that impossible. That's not all that difficult. Nade action towards the outer yard. This is only going to chase a single player, though. Noto caught completely blind.
They can still win the round off
That's
this,
a call out.
They can still use this AK to win the round. I'm telling you.
We've seen it before.
No round is unlosable in this scenario.
We're pushing. We're pushing it to the post plant. And it's gonna break down quickly. They're starting to clear out these positions, but Taggy's just burning down.
Whoa.
And immediately 2 kills flow back. And now a chance here to actually stabilize a little bit for this T side at the moment. Vago getting himself tucked in, and shots start to connect right there for Worms to close. The vision was definitely there, but then the Molly taking him down slowly but surely. The quick shot from Sofer secures it.
Yeah, there's no way that you should be burning from 100 to 0 there. Just having the body pressure of just another person to look at is the most important thing there. Even if he just has a pistol, but all good. solid damage there from Chicken Coop. And still have 2 more opportunities to close. This will be probably the best shot that they have of these 2 opportunities. And straight away, Enoch spots out a couple, and it's another incendiary kill from Janji. This has got to be some sort of record, man, with the number of Molly kills. Enoch's outside, finds 1 more into Noto. The outside control is lost. Bagel now feels comfortable alongside his teammate in Janji, and all that's left is stand fix. 1v5 necessary. This would be certainly one for the history books, but I don't necessarily fancy his chances. Even if Janji is pushing, even though you've got Taggy pushing in, and that'll do it. It's a long game in some senses, but a very quick win in others for the Chicken Coop side. 13-10 on Nuke.
Yeah, man, I felt like we were in freeze time more than we were actually watching the matchup.